All right, so leaving my grandfather's house, I was thinking about a topic, and now I thought, okay, I got some time to, while I'm driving back, to put out a video. And I'm going to try to keep this as short as I can. And that is just tribalism, tribes, right? Communities. In the U.S., in America, it's all about open borders, freedom, open communities. There's no more segregation. There's no more. It seems like we're getting away from the whole east side, west side of town, right? And then it's happening in every city. Gentrification is just, what used to be the east side, low community, low income. You have your Hispanic section, you have your black section. Everything is just different. And while many of us grew up in that, my age and older, we grew up in communities and parts of town, right? You're white, you're black, you're brown, you're Asian. Everything is just being meshed together, right? I mean, I think that's the idea of America, right? That we all blend in together. We all live in harmony and peace, and I'm all for that. I'm all for living together, living under harmony and peace, and everybody prosper, everybody have the same chance in life. All right, that's what we hope for. But the double-edged sword in that is we have no boundaries, right? We have no distinguish between communities, and for the most part, we're getting away from the whole tribalism, the whole segregation of people. That I think that at the end of the day, I think that we may end up seeing things turn around and go back to that. I think some people want that, and if you'll just hear me out, give me a chance, I'll explain. There, with everything being meshed together, that history of like people that used to live on the east side or the west side, whatever bad part of town that is for you, that culture, those generations of people, 3, 4, 5 generations, is gone. They've moved out of the area because it's been gentrified. Used to be low-income people there. Now it's the young people, the millenniums, the white people, the rich people. And I say this as an example. On the east side part of town that's closest to me, in the city that's closest to where I'm at, which I don't live in the city, I live outside. But that part of town used to be Hispanics and blacks. It's no longer Hispanics and blacks, it's white people. And there's nothing wrong with that, so don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But with that change of events, right, it's good for the new generation, because they're like, oh, this is wonderful. I live in a condo, I live downtown. Well, great, that's great. But what they're not seeing is the big picture, is that those generations that lived in that part of town, they're gone. That legacy of history of the next generation living in grandma's house or mom's house is gone. They took their money and they moved 2, 3 towns over. And all the people that lived on the east side, they're all living 2 towns over south of Austin. And it's crazy, because those generations are done. They've all disbanded. They've all moved on different parts of town. And that's bad. And if you think about the new idea of communities or tribes, think of homesteaders. All right, think of homesteaders who buy 80 acres or 150 acres or whatever. And they buy this lot and they said, look, come on down. Come here, my people. Like Teowaki says, I am Pastor Joe Fox. Anyone that's out there is a prepper, a homesteader. You have to be a homesteader or want to be a homesteader to live that lifestyle, to be part of that tribe, that community. And take race out of it, right? People live on the east side, the west side, north side, south side. Tribes, community. You felt a sense of not entitlement, but of pride, right? Pride that these are my people. Come here, my people. You felt that sense of this is my community. This is my part of town. You don't have that anymore. It's gone. The idea of that is just done with. But I think deep down inside, there's going to be a lot of people or another generation that says, hey, why don't, just like the homesteaders, why don't we buy a land over here, and everyone that is not necessarily race color, but everyone that wants to, carry a gun, has Christian values, works, pays taxes, you get to be part of this community. Another community says, well, we like to have thugs. We like to live the thug life. We're criminals. We don't want a better class, better ourselves. We want to live over here on this side of town. Tribes, community, right? You have your middle class. You have your people that want to mesh in today's America just the way it is. They have their little area. As a whole country, there's no way to do the tribalism or the tribes or communities. There's just no way. And unless you're Native American and you live on reservation land that's protected from the government, you're in your own community. If we're so big on trying to get away from this idea of stereotyping groups of people, and we're getting away from it, then why is it a bad thing that homesteaders want to be on their own land and live among homesteaders, right? White, black, brown, doesn't matter. Take race out of this, out of the equation, right? And I know people are gonna say, well, it's not the same thing as Native Americans, because that's an actual culture thing, whatever. I'm using that as an example. That's a whole different avenue, right? Could be apples and oranges. I'm just using an example. We may find ourselves at some point saying, I want to be among my own people. I want to be among my own tribe. I still want to be part of the United States. I want to live in America. I want to go out into the world and do whatever. But at the end of the day, I want to come back to my tribe. I want to come back to my community. And anyone that comes into this community, you have to take the sacred oath. You have to bend the knee. You have to become one of us. You must cut your finger and touch each other's blood like they did back in the day, right? We're blood brothers now. If you want to be part of this tribe, you must wear the scars, the tattoos, whatever, get the branding. I think at some point we will find people wanting that culture, that tribe of, these are my people, this is my home. And it made me think about that, because we have the Californians coming in Texas, and I know we go back and forth on that. Come on down, but leave that other idea of shit behind in that state. You left that state for a reason. You want to prosper here? Well, guess what? Here are the rules. Here's the foundation. Tribes, right? Community. This is our state. Texans are proud. Let me know what you think. Right out.